Ooh, so this is about the military being extremely overweight, and this caught my attention like 4 or 5 months ago. Took my stepmom for an appointment on the Air Force base out here in Las Vegas. I got the name, but I don't know. Nellis Air Force Base. So let me give you a little background and get to this. We have a major problem, and I'm gonna explain. I'm a military brat. I'm an Air Force military brat. My father was in the Air Force, so I grew up. Actually, I lived on Eglin Air Force Base. I lived on the Air Force Base. Then when we used to go to school, you ride the bus, and you going through the airplanes. You know, the F-15, the F-15, you riding through the plane. So that was normal for us. But I'm and then I was in the Army National Guard. You let me go back. So I know my father had to get a weight waiver because he played football. So you had to get a weight waiver in the Air Force. I don't know what goes on now, but why I'm saying this. So when I took my mother about 4 or 5 months for her appointment at the Nellis Air Force Base, I said, man, it wasn't just one overweight person. These were females. And I'm going back through my head as a kid, as a teenager. I don't remember seeing, because you remember stuff like that, big people. I don't remember seeing that many overweight people. I said, man, every other lady is overweight. Then the dudes were overweight. This is on the Air Force Base. I know, like I'm saying, that's we in trouble. That just I mean, I may have to do another video because I seen some stuff like in the army. They let like they used to only let the top people in the military. Because I know before they were like, if you did bad or the judge would may give you an option, go to prison or join the military. They stopped doing that when I went through. It seemed like they letting anybody. And I hope maybe those people that's in the Air Force, they doing them drone things, but they still need to be combat ready. And it's not so because yeah. Another thing I thought about, you can you can eat a lot. Once you finish basic and your military training, they don't really stop you from eating. But common sense would tell you should always be combat ready. You should be always combat ready if you're not in the military. Cause people crazy as hell. So I'm like, man. So if you look at the Chinese soldiers and the other soldiers, them people, they probably all under 20% body fat. So I'm gonna show a couple pictures, man. As a matter of fact, I did this on the webcam, so I'm gonna have to post the pictures so you can see. I'm not kidding you. But if you in Las Vegas and you got to actually go to the military base or any Air Force base, look how big those people are. They wasn't like that uh, when I was coming up. You know, no way possible. Those people can't even do the run. I know that people not passing the whatever run they do in the Air Force. Uh, maybe they are. I don't know. Maybe they water system down because they was they meeting their recruitment goals now. But before they wasn't. Like before Trump got in office, they wasn't meeting their recruitment goals. But I'm gonna do a video later, maybe in a couple weeks, about the army. What I saw on the internet, you know, like you know, before I got in, went to they used to you get beat down. Matter of fact, we was beating people down. I heard you can't do that no more, right? Also, I'm gonna just tell you this. I'm gonna just because I'm old, don't give a f. That we already like if we know somebody continually effing up, right? Or could jeopardize the troop. We already said in our mind we're gonna take them out. I'm talking about in the platoon. People barely passing, people just doing stuff, exposing your positions and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that no more. But Come on now. I'm talking about the military. If you out the military, you can do whatever you want to do. Right. That's cool. You serve the military, man, you want, use a fit, use 50, 60, be big as you want. But you in the military, you need to stay fit. You're supposed to protect the country. Come on. Anyway, have a wonderful day in your neighborhood. I'm about to take another nap. So I have to add some more. I'm sorry I said I was finished, but I the army is overweight too. It says 10,000 army soldiers became obese during COVID-19 pandemic. Yeah, look at these soldiers, man. Let me see what this say right here. Yeah, normal weight, overweight, obese. So if we take obese and overweight, it's 60%. Six, I'm gonna count this right. 60. No, we can almost say 70%. If we was to go over, yeah, yeah, 70%. What's the red? Oh, 0.9 underweight. Yeah. Look at this dude right here. Now, when I was in, they were somebody like that. You wouldn't go through basic. You go through some fat form. They try to get you in shape. And actually, some of those people, there's some big people like that can actually run and do push-ups. I don't think he could, but there's some big people. You know, uh, this guy, he not finishing the 2 mile run. This guy, let me take that back. He not finished. This guy might. I can't see how he look in the front. Look at this. It's just ridiculous, man. So let me go back and see what the AI modes say. You know, you supporting AI like myself. Well, I'm old. I ain't got to worry about no job. But anyway, raising obesity rates studied include a growing prevalence of overweight and obesity within the United States military. This trend is not confined to military personnel, but restricts a broader national issue with the rising rates of obesity in the civilian population as well. Anyway, fixing military overweight, obesity rates, combat military obesity, how obesity in the armed services has become a national security risk. That should be my title. How obesity in the armed services has become a national security problem. Risk. Anyway, let me finish. Have really this time, have a wonderful day in your neighborhood.